Just in time for the battle in the Tianhai city to end. It's not far away. In the city of Linhai, a more intense war. Even more intense is starting to happen. This war, by the Military Command Center in the Jiangnan area, Unified Command. It's now inside a mall building. The members of the Moon are in a warehouse. Enjoy the food. Next to the big open door, there are 2 dead bodies. The ketchup is still evaporating, but then it gets cold. These 2 are a married couple. After the end of the world happened, they've taken over this warehouse and survived to this day. At first, they thought they could survive forever, waiting until the end of the world. As expected in the end, they're under the blades of foreigners. A short-haired man named Jin Gogi said, "We've killed so many people here, who were sent by the Jiangnan region to pursue. It's coming soon. Your boss is going to do something. If you continue to fight them, we will be very dangerous." A man in a gray cap, wear a jacket, the gray bunch wool is choosing on the shelves. Find a box of canned beef. The corners of her lips gave a cheerful smile. He just needs a little bit of power in his right hand. A fireball immediately flared up. Melt the ice on the surface of the iron box. Stomach for an hour. Heated iron box. He squeezed the lid of the box. But he doesn't eat. He turns around. Give the girl anti-slip clothes. Thick white on the back. And then he tossed boxes of iron for others in the house. After people get the iron box, they all use their own way to open the box. The guy in the cap, he's the leader of the lunar organization. His name is Hawaiian Kyoma, and he only laughed for an hour. His smile always makes people feel bad. He pointed his hand at Jinguji. Confident but arrogant movements. It's good if not. Let's show them the power of the organization. Why should they cooperate with us? Yeah. Jinguji hated facial expression. You always like to take risks. Even if I call you. But the feeling of walking on wires, it's really not cool. Smiling Halloween goes to the side of the witch. I call Kai Mayumi in the team, and sat on a box of crickets and said, "But right now, this is what's best for us. Right? Don't worry about the area. South Africa could not mobilize all its forces to deal with us. As far as we know, their area is also in trouble. Enough to blow your ears. We just need to give them a lesson. Let them know we're not easy to poke. We'll have a chance to negotiate." Halloween smiling, hands up. The thumb and index finger form a small shape. Just give them a little shock. It's a little pink. That's enough. Jinguji push glasses frame, feeling helpless in the face of Howin's adventurism. He looked at Takichi, sitting quietly eating canned beef. Tell Takichi, start divination today. But I call you back. I don't care what he says. Halloween laughing, hands rubbing her head. Mayumi, let's go. Mayumi gently nods her head. She put the beef box on her hands down. Take off your gloves and show off your white hands. Then, slowly put your right hand into the solar plexus. The next moment, she actually pulled it out of her head. A roll of leather paper. This scene makes, for everyone who is in this place, not out of sight. Even the young man who's cooking next door. Also very excited. My favorite car is the Mayumi fortune-telling car. I asked Kai to spread the paper out on the ground. And then I took out of Ra's body a bottle of red liquid. Maybe it's body temperature, so this liquid doesn't freeze. She opened the lid. A pungent smell in the air. My right hand says, stop in the air. A strange stream of power start to gather in the palms of your hands, and it's turned into a slender pen. My God told me to be serious. Both eyes began to pinch a layer of fog. She dabbed the red liquid with a quill, and quickly picked up a pen and write on a roll of paper raw. A little later, on a long parchment roll. Suddenly, it's full of red letters. A strange demonic aura emanating from those red letters. After reading the fortune-telling, I said, Kai, put the pen in your hand. Just getting these things done. She seems a little weak. Some people are in a hurry to see. Some people pretend to be unintentional, but my eyes couldn't help but glance this way. Halloween Kuma held up the paper roll again. Then take a close look. His eyes are getting brighter. The corners of the mouth are also more curved. They're coming. And there's a lot more people. Jinguji face full of contempt and clicked his tongue. Others have a calm face. Some people are very excited. Halloween look at everyone. Start assigning tasks one by one. Raisin and Agasuma, you two go southeast. Nobunaga, you go west. The people there are good for you. They nod in obedience, and immediately take up arms and leave the warehouse. Nobunaga has a lazy face. Don't say anything. He just silently carried his long sword and left. Halloween muttered. Tako Kai, you go east. Your luck is there today. The black man is as big as a bear. She also went out with a box in her hand. Halloween is based on the divination in my scroll. Call Kai to assign tasks to his subordinates. Soon more than half of the room was empty. Short-haired high school student named Nishi Sumonjigo. He doesn't care about these things at all. Just grinning and cooking my meal. Halloween came in front of him and fell down. He took out of Ra's chest a silver spoon. Take a tablespoon and put it in your mouth. And then on his face he seemed to enjoy it. That's a great taste. You can eat and drink again. I don't know what he said about food, or about the next battle. In Linhai City, people in the headquarters of the Jiangnan Great Region, though it's not there yet, but they're sticking to the position of the moon, via satellite positioning. On the combat side, Minister Map Vin, take charge of the operation yourself. He said the commander. But it's actually more observation. Because Jiangnan Special Ability Association has just been established. There are mutant forces outside the city, not fully following their orders. 10 teams of mutants, according to operational intelligence, formed a circle from the 4 directions. The 8 directions are slowly beginning to narrow in the southeast. Power comes from this direction, is the Peng family organization of Haton City. This time he's carrying 20 elves. Among them, there are 6 people who are mutants with non-trivial powers. And the rest of you, they're all skilled snipers. Scouting and explosion. 10 forces they act upon that have covenants. They'll come from different directions. Encirclement, extermination, eclipse. For the organization that comes from this rose, no one is allowed to ignore. Even though SAO is a powerful organization, destroyed all the forces of a city. The mutant organization just left, carefully moving forward in the snow. Name of the mutant captain of Hatone City. Through the communication device. Keep in touch all the time, everywhere with other forces. I am Peng Gia. We're close to the designated area. Over there, very quickly transmitted to the voices of others. We've also reached the edge of the predetermined zone. We're almost there in 3 minutes. That's good. After everyone gets to the predetermined location, let's narrow the circle. Not allowed to subjectively despise the enemy. Avoid acting on your own. I have to say why. Those who can survive up until now. Who's the brute? Peng Ra is hanging up the phone. We are not in a hurry to enter the target area. When he was about to order scouts, scout the surrounding terrain first, the pupils suddenly constrict. Because he saw it from inside the city. From the street, there's a person coming slowly. A man with slightly long hair. Even though the operation was black, he was surprised. Alone comes later. Peng family is a bit surprised. There is a little tension in my heart. He immediately gave orders to his followers. Prepare to fight. Watch out for an ambush nearby. Don't act thoughtlessly. Let's see what he wants to do first. At the same time, he also reported this through his channel. We are the enemy. We have met the enemy. There's only him. I'm a lone SAO. Don't they have 10 of them? Be a little careful. Maybe the others are hiding somewhere. Watch what he wants to do. When the Peng family wants to continue talking, then suddenly, there's an electric current in the ear. He was so shocked that he hurt his ears. Peng Ra is frowning. I was going to swear. I saw the man stop. At a distance of several hundred meters from this place. His left hand is still in his pocket. A cold face looking this way. But his right hand took out a penny. Put between thumb and index finger. A white current suddenly explodes, out from above him. Here coins made into bullets of super electromagnetic cannon, through space, shot towards the people of Hatone City. The lightning's too fast. No one expected that he would suddenly strike. Immediately, there's a mutant who gets the first shot. Skin-piercing ink. His chest revealed a large scorched hole. The eyes look unbelievable. And turn your head and die. Peng Ra was shocked and exclaimed. He was alone and dared to attack. He had no idea that they're obviously hunters. The enemy is the prey. But the prey at SAO dared to actively raise their claws with hunters. Hot blood in the Peng family emerged. In an instant, the obnoxious pink crystal killed him. Even if Peng family peanut has a good temperament, no matter what, it's not. Can bear it. The enemy killed his men. Right in front of you. He screamed for an hour. The whole body suddenly swelled up. The golden light enveloped his whole body. Muscle bulge. His body is bigger than him. Suddenly transformed into a golden Buddha statue up to 5 meters high. That's the immortal Kim Kang Peng family peanut. The great Buddha army of Hatone City. Even though they were struck by surprise. But there's obviously a numerical advantage. In addition to that, there's Peng Ra, which is the delta level of containment. Face Takirawa Takashi comes alone. There's no fear, of course. Peng family peanut and others are confident. The advantage is in their hands. Everyone on the team right now, they all open up their powers to take down Takirawa Takashi from a distance, suddenly transmitted to a melodious music. An eloquent bass that's a little bit like a flute. This sound, flying through the concrete buildings of the city, next to the mutants of Hawthorne City. In front of everyone's eyes, there's all these strange changes and distortions. The light began to become chaotic. It's like there are countless butterflies of all colors flying in front of my eyes. The whole air becomes distorted. Their minds began to shake. I don't know where my hands and feet are. Peng family shouted for an hour. It's the ability of the psycho-mutant. He just covered his ears, just yelled out to remind the other mutants. Ear holes. But right at the moment, the music is playing. Takurawa Takashi raised both hands. Hold your fingers, aim straight this way. Super electromagnetic buoys triggered the silver flashes. Hysteria in the air. Each current moves according to the coin. In the air, shoot out 8 traces. These are silver flashes towards the Peng family. The fighting on the side of Peng Gia. It's brought attention to 9 other forces. They talk to each other over the intercom. One of them is Lethine Long of Wushu City. It's unfortunate for the mutants in Hawthorne City. When attacked, seems somebody trying to break through from where they are. Someone asked on the channel, should we go there to back them up? All the calls suddenly went silent. Long after that, one of them said, should we come and have a look? But no one answered him. The rewards for this task are extremely high. Even the greatest builder still assigned the task, leader of the entire city of Linhai. The reward is limited. There are 10 parties involved. So they directly compete with each other fiercely. If possible, let the Peng family get lost. Death to the lunar group. They used part of their army. As far as the rest of the world is concerned, that's great news. But some people have other thoughts. Army led by Lethine Long, commander of Fuzhou City, still waiting for orders in place. Wondering, I don't know when I'll be back for the Peng family. Suddenly, there's a storm in the sky. Lethine Long raised his head. There is a faint shadow. Drove down from their hiding high-rise building. He screamed, who's that? The sword's silver light flashed through the air, illuminating the murky room that people are sheltering in. Tsukamata Napinaga through the crowd. They killed 5 people and they didn't react. Elthi and Long ignored what was happening. He was surprised not by his strength. The fighter's strength is due to his actions. As if he knew they were here. But it's clear that they have satellite support. From the General Department of Jiangnan, intelligence is clearly better than the enemy. At the last SAO, they were discovered by the enemy first. While Elthi and Long could not believe the fact, Tsukamoto Nobunaga rushed towards him. Not just them, but a few minutes later, almost every mutant power were suddenly attacked by the lunar team. They've obviously been hiding very well. We just need a signal to attack together. It seems that every step they take, they are all seen by the enemy. It puts them in a passive position. At the operational command headquarters of the Jiangnam, the piercing eyes of the fierce, like an eagle, he's staring at the screen. He can see these images. through the communication device that 10 mutant organizations are carrying with them. Even he didn't expect them to be caught first. Why do this again? Did we leak the information, or what? Shizeffective was quick to deny this thought. He confirmed. It's impossible. There is only our total. They can determine the exact location of each force. He looked all over the combat headquarters. Look at each employee at the scene. Then he shook his head again in denial. The security level of the headquarters is the highest. Every message sent from here has to be intercepted. There's no AI that can bypass the security network to transmit information to them. Then it's definitely some kind of power. Detection capability can cover such a large area, SAO. The eyes of the fierce are sharper and sharper. He suddenly felt. This time things are starting to get a bit more complicated. The situation suddenly make all the forces turn back. 10 forces that were somewhat chaotic at first. They lost some of their fighting forces. But anyway, they're one-sided powerhouses. They quickly stabilized the battlefield. Especially when they found out that enemy, not the entire member of the group. Only 1 or 2 people. They're also starting to feel more secure. In the east of the city, a city's team led by Kwok Kwong. Their opponent is just a man in a vest. As strong as a bear, carried by violin case. Glass of strength frown. It's just him alone. He's a little suspicious. Do these suspicious people have mental problems? Maybe they don't see it. There are 50 people on his side from both sides. Or SAO. With him alone. It's like looking for a way to die. Kwok Kwong also did not have many words to shout. Kill. The two sides can't negotiate. And he didn't understand what people were saying. 10 gunners quickly left the battle, holding a sniper rifle aimed at Daiku Injin. The bullets they use are high-energy bullets. It's for mutants, has been specially licensed by the General Department of Jiangnan. The Daiku engine saw the bullets coming, but with no intention of avoiding. Daiku engine quietly took off her suit, then hand opened the violin box. The sound of banging. The bullets hit him, tore his clothes, but couldn't penetrate his skin. It's like a stainless steel prick. Strong muscle layer forged in black steel, exposed inside out. The letter said casually, Sora is an enhanced mutant. High-energy bullet. It's much more powerful than armor-piercing bullets. Even mutants who get shot are likely to die. But among the mutants, the augmented system is a real monster. Their abilities are not American. It's just strengthening the basic abilities of your body. Because it's a physical mutation. Bring it to their bodies. Level on par with the chariot, or even a fortress. They're immune to ammunition, even small hot weapons. Lai Duong looked strongly at the book. The corners of his mouth cracked a mocking smile. There is nothing to worry about in the human system. The book is also smiling. You really don't have to worry. That's right, we fit in. It's also a strengthening system. Because both of them are superhuman mutants. It has great power. Plus more subordinates 50 against 1. How to lose. Book and Lie Kwok Kwong has activated its power of amplification. Full body strong program cover, a faint black light. His long hair also quickly LAN wide. It even covers the whole body. Every black hair gloss on the sharp rays of light. Every hair is sharper than the sharpest knives. You can cut the gold off. And Lee Kwok Kwong, take 2 heavy black iron ones from Rosbach. Heavy 2 heavy body. The first is defense, then prepare to leave at any time. But right now, Daiku Iran Jin took in the box Rawa Quartet. It's a lance with a strange shape. When reassembled longer than 3 meters, the head of the spear is as flat as the neck. Daiku Ing fists her family. Look at the mutants of the 2 forces. Muttered in a sentence in turquoise. Mayumi's prophecy is very accurate. The man shouted, "Order. Go ahead and kill him." Row 10 mutants quickly besieged Daiku Ingjin. Many different methods. It's starting to appear outside of his body. Strong and strong arguments are the marksmen. He kept attacking him from front to back. Daiku Ingjin before the continuous attacks. Just lukewarm family in hand. A battle with the wind began to blow, covering his entire body. When the wind settles down, he suddenly turned into an old animal. College 3 meters full body, covered with long hair. Lee Kwok Kwong saw this scene. It's not surprising. I can't believe you have the power of the animal system. Love to steal the Tiger Dynasty mythology. Daiku Ingjin, who possess the capacity of the animal system. Love level mythology Tide Lake. In the stilted handle. His eyes rolled through all the mutants around him. No before later strong and the strong are attacking. He's just performing a simple horizontal slash. Take yourself and turn around. The blue light glided through the air. It's a beautiful but deadly curve. 2 Delta level enhancement mutants. He was cut in 2 on the way. Upper body and lower body separated. In the war between mutants, when there's an absolute disparity in class, the amount cannot be offset. Kwok Kwong and strong letter. 2 leaders of 2 great powers. Did not expect that. Their bodies have been trained thousands of times. I can't stop the Daiku engine. I can't even say block. Because even they don't have time to react. The body was dislocated in 2. Nothing in the world is unbreakable. Only speed can't break it. Until their bodies fall to the ground. Only then did the followers realize what had happened. The air is filled, a painful moan to the extreme, of the book and the Kwok Kwong. How to carry out this punishment? It hurts many times more than killing them directly. They're all hyperplasia mutants. Has a strong vitality, so even if it's cut in half, they don't die in cold weather. But their death is only a matter of time. Now is the time to torture. 10 mutants and elite soldiers surrounded. Daiku Ingjin is threatened by Cho. Even the courage to strike has also disappeared. The guy immediately turned around and ran away to help. There's an unbelievable name. It's impossible. 2 Delta level enhancement mutants. The Great Khan could not stand a move. What the hell is this? But Daiku Ingjin has no intention of stopping here. He spoke in a callous voice. If you're here, don't go. Today will be your anniversary. He's like a flood heading in one direction. Family set giant, in a killer's hand like a hot knife cut into a butter cake. That unmatched power. In the face of Delta level mutants and below. Even if they're in combat gear, There is no ability to resist. Unilaterally, the killing crushed everything. Such a sight. Strongly in the center, the commander saw it very clearly. All staff in the center. They're all amazed at this sight. The combined armies of the two powers outside the city. He was killed by a man of the state. Like cutting vegetables cut meat. Schizoid eyes are becoming more and more serious. He muttered analytically. At least at the level of the members. Elite in the team, investigations even vice captain level and above. This group of monsters, no blame. They can blatantly rain the wind in the east. They can't do anything about them. For Daiku, Wei, and Jin, the war was resolved very quickly. In the end, more than 50 people didn't have a living AI. People who come here, they're the stars of forces outside the city. Almost half of them are mutants. After killing them, Daiku Jin was comfortable, devouring their original cause. Even though we've reached this level, to devour mutants in a lower position will no longer strengthen him. But the amount can also compensate a little for the shortage in terms of quality. He said contentedly. It's a great enjoyment. The corner of Daiku Wei and Jin's lips showed a smile of great enjoyment. I wish that Jiangnam area maybe send some more food. Higher quality food is best. Intense babes stare hard into the face of Daiku Jin. In my heart, not to worry. Jiangnam is about to confront a suspicious group. Not the medium form. Strongly ordered for gender level. Cut the screen on the Peng Gia peanut side. Yes, sir. Very fast. The screen has been moved to the scene of Peng. Strangely muttered. Peng family lost an enemy too. Don't know. Can save some useful news or not. The side of Hatone. The people of Peng Gia encounter Takizawa Takafumi and Agatsuman Nanako. A team of 20 mutants confront the duo using electronic supercannons and fanciful sounds. But the outcome of the battle was one-sided. Takirawa Takafumi quickly killed 3 people. He's constantly firing electronic cannons on the side of the Peng family. Peng family recognized the appearance of Gasuma Nanako. The name in the Kier corner is using the attack sound. It's disturbing my mood. Let's deal with him first. But when he realized all this, it's too late. Agatsuman Nanako hiding behind the snow. Use flute 8 holes in hand. To attack with sound. When others want to fight back, Takiwara Takafumi found out. My body has made some strange changes. Like a drowning man. Always felt in 5 organs 6 clad. There is a force. It's like the liquid is waving. Peng Gia Peanut said in amazement. That kind of magical sonic attack. They can get through the defense. Into the body. And it's not a purely psychedelic attack. He gave orders to everyone. Cover your ears to avoid disturbing your mind. But once you do that, they can't talk to each other. Peng Gia I also feel the power of that kind of force. Rush to use his powers to protect his body. He just suffered an attack. By the magical sound of Agatsuma Nanako. At the same time, Takafumi was also staring at them. Not far away. It's clear that there are more people. But they're surrounded. Peng Ra is not willing to wait to die. The body of his immortal diamond. It's a powerful force, both public and prison. This trick by Agatsuman Nanako. It wasn't enough to kill him. He looked out. The power of Takirawa Takafumi. It's a method of remote combat. So he's got to get closer. Just quickly kill Takizawa Takafumi. The power of the one who has the power is hidden in the dark. It's not scary. The golden body of Peng Gia Peanut emit a brighter light. The power suddenly rises. Fast forward to Takizawa Takafumi. Takizawa Takafumi frowned. Super electronic cannon in hand continuously emit attack aimed at Peng Gia Peanut. Peng Ra lost stitching without dodging. Just because you want to move quickly. We are rich. He chose to use his body to fight back. Bright yellow light, covering the entire body of Peng Gia Peanut. Coins are as powerful as shells. Covered the body, causing his muscles to sag. Then the meat crumbled. The coins are stuck deep inside his body. Takizawa Takafumi was a little surprised to say. That way, we can't get through his defenses. There's also a bit of bravery. Based on strong physical strength. He's holding on to those coins. Wounds on the body. It's just a skin wound. A second later, Peng has rushed to the side of Takizawa Takafumi. Fists of gold blazing with all their might, straight to the head, Takizawa Takafumi. Pupils of Takizawa Takafumi squeezing. Two arms covered by electric current. Quickly shielded protect his head. Sound an hour. This attack, Takizawa Takafumi, was blown away. Hundreds of meters. In the market, Nanako also realized the strength of Peng family. The flute's 8 holes in the air became even more intense. To support teammates. It's very fast, the peanut can also feel it. There's something in the air flying. Screaming against his body. That's the power of Agasuma Nanako. Kamitachi is a kind of monster. In Japanese legend. It appears in the form of a tornado and attack people with their claws. Like a crescent. Can be used to attack with magical sound. To make people panic. You can also use acoustic resonance. To directly attack another person's 5 or 6 organs. They explode from inside their bodies. The immortal diamond of Peng Gia Peanut is both artisanal and especially the extremely strong defense. It's comparable to a tank. But even the strongest man, his 5 organs and 6 governments are still weak. Peng family is making full use of his power to attack Takizawa Takafumi. There's no way to prevent the attack of Kamitachi. A small moan. The corners of his lips glowed with some blood. But now there's no one who can come and help him. Only for a short time. All of his subordinates. He was killed by these 2. And Peng Gia Peanut was also blown up. When the disparity in rank is so great, the numbers really don't matter. In the battle between the mutant and Ha Tone City, Peng family lost with Diamond Indestructible. He was finally killed in battle under the attack of 2 members of the lunar organization. Takizawa Takafumi came out of the smoke. One of his arms was completely lost. He's also a little surprised. Because this opponent in front of me, it's obviously more annoying compared to what he had imagined. He can't help but think of my prophecy. Call Kai Maya. This time his action is sand. Can complete the task, but will not be too smooth. He muttered. My day is so unlucky. Agasuma Nanako looked at him and said. Something happened a little bit later. If not for my help, it will be very difficult for you to catch these 10 big guys. So you give him to me. Takizawa Takafumi answers nasty voice. It's bad if it's one-on-one. We can absolutely win him. It's just his assistant too much, wasting a lot of our energy. Augasuman Nanako squinted and teased him with his tongue. Stop his power to control you. It is we who control his existence. So this time we are the main force. Takizawa's face is unsightly, but is powerless to refute. Next time the original name is mine. In fact, it is. If the capacity is stifled, they can only use half their power. Augasuman Nanako doesn't care about the color of his face. Go ahead and absorb the essence of Peng Jia. Lost. At the Operations Command Center in Blizzard City. The scenes on the screen disappear one by one. All that's left are snowflake scenes. Over a long time of fighting, equipment used to observe the actual situation, destroyed in turn. The city did not see a battlefield. They've got the upper hand. After less than 5 minutes of fighting, 3 forces have been completely wiped out. I still have to look at all this without saying a word. And the officers in the Combat Command Center quickly take advantage of the still existing footage to record all members' information, nest real moon, and then put it together as a document. An hour later, the forces finally lost contact. An observer turned to report this news with Vine. Report. 10 mutant squads of the entire army were killed. The transmitter has captured the information of the real organization. Moon. The Skyzoid just coldly told me. Not showing any emotions on the face. But the vibrations in those eyes can't hide it. He gave orders. Immediately sum up all the documents. I'll report to the captain.